We will start with the Siu Lim Tao form and do a little bit of Cham Kiu and Biu Ji. I have here Sifu Eric Oram and Sifu Rosanne Hercule, and they will be assisting me for this DVD. Siu Lim Tao.
Applications for the Siu Lim Tao form. First of all, Siu Lim Tao form translates to way of the small thought, or the little idea form. And what this is getting at is also what the Chinese classics refer to as getting your mind tight. Total focus on what you're doing while you're doing it. Getting your mind, your body, your spirit honed in like a laser into the moment and staying in the moment wholly and completely. Total focus on what you're doing while you're doing it. In the end, once you put all the movements together, it becomes like a moving meditation. It's also laying out the foundation for the basics in Wing Chun, its basic blocks, striking movements, and the basic relationship between our stance and our body and arm positioning. The opening movement of the form, where we're crossing the arms, low and high. What this is getting at, it's defining the central line. This is the area where we can cross the wrists low and high without rotating and turning the shoulder. Where the wrist can still cross, this is the area where we can effectively, this range within this area, where we can use two arms at the same time for attack and defense. One of the trademarks of Wing Chun. So being able to use two hands at the same time for block and defense. So defining this area where we want to operate and keep the opponent within this range. Defining the central line. Then the punches. Establishing the Wing Chun straight vertical punch. So followed by the rotation of the Hyun Sao. So the punch and Hyun Sao. Punch and Hyun Sao. So off the strike, we're learning how to go from a dynamic movement, the power of the punch, to any interference, we release that energy, and let go. So from the dynamic to the passive movement without transition. For example, to apply. So if I attack and he blocks my punch, say with a push block from the outside, as soon as I feel the resistance from his block, he pushes, let it go, position to the outside, shutting down this leading elbow, positioning away from the opposite elbow while we put him on the defense with the counter attack. So you push, let go, check the elbow, follow through. Push, let go, check the elbow, following through. That's the first application of the punch and the Hyun Sao. The second application is dealing with the grab. So he grabs the arm. You can use the rotation for the release of the grip, sometimes in conjunction with another movement to finish off what the circle has started. So using the rotation to release the grip, using the rotation, release it out, or if I throw the punch, using the rotation to release the interference. So we let that energy go, take advantage of it to the outside. The next application is the Tan Sao, means palm up block. So the arm is rotating as the elbow is coming in from the center, being pushed out from the center of the body. So Tan Sao means palm up block. Tan Sao, palm up block. So Tan Sao and Hyun Sao. Tan Sao and Hyun Sao. So to apply, so if his hook punch comes in, so we can intercept from the inside, and if the pressure wants to go through, then you can let it go. So we intercept and release. Position to the outside, follow through. Intercept, release, position to the outside, following through. So Tan Sao, Hyun Sao. Tan Sao, Hyun Sao. The next application, the Fuk Sao and Hyun Sao. Fuk Sao and Hyun Sao. So the Fuk Sao is the bridge arm. So you're getting on top of the striking limb or the limb position. So getting on top, circling out. So this is also a preparatory movement, one of the primary movements in the Wing Chun's contact reflex training, which we call the Chi Sao, which will also be discussed in further detail here at the end of part 1. So the Fuk Sao and Hyun Sao. But to apply, so if the jab comes in and you get on top of the limb, so get on top and release to the outside. So you get on top, release, position to the outside. Get on top, release, position to the outside. So from the inside, I want to be to the outside. So our position is much more advantageous to ideally being to the outside of this forward limb so we can control this arm and position away from the opposite. So inside to outside, following through. Next application, the closing of the first part of the form, the Pak Sao and palm strike. Pak Sao and horizontal palm strike. So to apply, so against his jab, so you deflect the trajectory of the punch past the line of your shoulder, so you ensure the miss, while you simultaneously shift the position of your body to better your position to, again, what we call the blind side, positioning away from the opposite weapon. So Pak, and that sets up the counter strike with the palm to the pressure point from the outside. Punch. If he manages to somehow reach his rear hand and reach across and try to use it as a block against my palm, so from here, your position to the outside, he reaches across. again sets him up for the trap. So in this case, I'm using my other arm to find the trap, or can, with the pressure, release around. With the pressure, release around. So Pak-Sal, horizontal palm strike, in this case, dealing with the outside of that leading jab. The beginning of the second part of the Silam Tao form, opening with the Gum Sao. With the Gum Sao. Gum Sao means pinning arm or pinning knee. So to apply, one example. So if his lead leg kick comes in, using the Gum Sao to sidestep the lane of the kick and jam the knee, affecting and controlling the balance, neutralizing the attack. So he steps to the side, deflect, and immediately taking advantage of that exposed leading elbow so that you eliminate the follow-up of any combination. So we deflect, check the knee, check the elbow, again using the blind side position, positioning away from the opposite elbow. So Gum Sao, check, follow through. Or if his guard is in a similar position for something like this, if I see that exposed elbow, again we can use the pinning arm to preempt the attack, preempt the threat, take out that leading arm, put him on the counter, the defense, by using your counter, positioning away from the opposite side. So you can pin the elbow, counterattack, or check the knee and counterattack. So Gum Sao, pinning arm. The next application from the second part, the push of the arms forward and lift, drop, and sweep out. So we drop and sweep out. So the push of the arms forward, lift, drop, and sweep out. So the push of the arm forward, you are helping break apart a bear hug attack from behind. And once we have helped break the grip out, then you can attack from behind and follow through. And the sweep, the Phut Sao, is helping take the balance of the upper center while you're going down and attacking the balance of the lower center simultaneously in application. So for example, so the grab from behind, so here, so once again, he grabs from behind. So as soon as we feel the beginnings of the grab, so again, it also boils down to reflexes. So as they grab, that's the best moment of opportunity, obviously. The longer they get you in the grab, the more trouble it's going to be to get out. But he grabs, we extend the arms and push, while we simultaneously push out the muscles of the middle back. So you punch back with the back while you push forward through the arm. He'll break the grip, put him on the defensive, use the circle step, positioning around the leg to set it up for as we use the Phut Sao to attack the upper center. The other leg is going after the lower center. Going to take his balance, can drive his spine into the knee and or continue through, following through. Last time, he grabs, we push, get him on the defensive, position, take the balance, following through. The next application is from the Tan Sao and Jut Sao, which in the Silam Tao, we use these double arm sequences. So double Tan, double Jut. Double Tan Sao, double Jut Sao. So again, the Tan Sao meaning palm up block, Jut Sao meaning jerking arm. So you're jerking with the inside or even the outside of the wrist. So to apply, as a combination, for example, he comes in with the double hook, so using the Tan Sao, then the Jut Sao, getting the position to the outside, following through from the blind side. So Tan, Jut, Hyun, positioning to the outside. Tan, Jut, can also kick, positioning to the outside. So if we get this position, we open him up, we have the middle, So easiest available tool to the easiest available target, or easiest available tool to the easiest available target. So tan sao, jut sao, release, options, following the assessment of the easiest opening. Tan sao, jut sao. The next sequence, out of the second part, from the tan sao, jut sao, then we push out biu sao. So tan sao, jut sao can be a combination, or jut sao, biu sao can be a combination. So jut sao, biu sao, jut sao, biu sao. So jut sao again means jerking arm. Biu sao means thrusting arm. So you're rotating as you thrust the arm out, establishing the proportion of the block, its relationship to the body. So when we drive it out, it can take that same line, or if we establish the angle that it takes, and I change up the body the other way, usually in preparation for a kick from the same side of the body. So if I turn, we'll use the punch. If we jam it out, then we'll use the kick. So to apply, so in a combination, the jut sao and biu sao together as a team. So if I get caught in the center of the double hook, so hook comes in, then you can use the jut sao and deflecting, jamming the line with the biu sao. If his pressure wants to go through, let it, counter kick, jamming that leading elbow, put him on the defensive, following through. Once you have the position, you have options. So jut, biu, and following his energy, his pressure from there. Jut, biu, maybe not release to the outside, following his pressure, one way or the other, finishing to the blind side. So jut sao, biu sao, jut sao, biu sao. The last section of the second part, the gum sao and tarn sao, gum sao and tarn sao combination. So having the arm from the low position, having to come up from underneath into the high position. So from defense underneath, lifting up, bouncing off the outside before rotating through. So tarn sao means bounce arm or bounce off arm. So looks like this. So to apply, for example, a kick and jab combination. So from the low to the high, releasing to the outside, following through. From the low to the high, releasing to the outside, following through. So from the having the arm in a position where if it comes down, then if you go down, you create the negative space up top. We have to be prepared for its defense. So he takes advantage of it. We intercept, cut him off, release to the outside. Again, working the blind side position, positioning to the outside of that lead arm, away from the other strike. So gum sao, tarn sao, gum sao, tarn sao, hyun sao. The third part of the Selim Tao form, the opening sequence, we look at a similar sequence that we had from the end of the first part, the pak sao and palm strike. But the first one, the end of the first part, is the forward diagonal angle versus this one is what we call the inward diagonal angle. So you're deflecting the pressure beyond the shoulder as opposed to pushing out on approximately 45-degree angle to come out to intercept an incoming energy. So brushing beside the body versus pushing out in front of the body. Inward diagonal pak sao. Inward diagonal pak sao. So to apply, so in this case, when he comes with his arm, our setup, his left forward to my left forward, or my right forward to his right forward, for example, puts us in what we call a cross-arm relationship. So when his lead arm comes in, my position, my objective, is to get to the outside of the linear action, to position to the outside of the linear action. So he attacks, I want to position to the outside of that linear movement. Again, get to the outside, position away from the opposite threat. So he attacks, we'll brush him out. he attacks, brush him out and counter. He attacks, brush him out and counter. Now that we have the position, the arm is the head is a target. Back of the head is a target. Head is a target. Leg, whatever. Again, once you have the position, you have options. So he attacks, brush across, counter underneath. He drops the elbow, follow through to the high target. So as long as his elbow is extended, we pour it in underneath. So inward diagonal, striking to the body. Inward diagonal, striking to the body. Inward diagonal, striking to the body. Next sequence from the third part, the tan sao, gan sao, and tan sao. So tan sao, again palm up, using it as a combination from defending the high to the middle gate. Gan sao, splitting block. Tan sao, palm up block. So tan, gan, tan. Tan sao, gan sao, tan sao. Strike, recover. So to apply, so there are a few variations that we could address, but one example of application. So triple attack comes in. So using the tan sao, gan sao, tan sao, setting him up for the follow through. So tan sao, gan sao, tan sao, strike, setting him up for the follow through. So again, tan, gan, tan, following through. Last time, tan, gan sao, tan sao, following through. Next application from the third part is the bong sao and tan sao combination. So bong sao, the wing arm. Tan sao, again the palm up block. So we roll and deflect from underneath, rotate, and strike. So to apply, the attack comes in. So we intercept to the inside, rotate, and following through to the low target and continuing on. So he attacks, intercept, release, attacking low, following through. Intercept, release, attacking low, following through. Bong sao, tan sao, strike, following through. Last time, bong sao, tan sao, strike, following through. So we're intercepting his angle, slowing his movement down, but not trying to stop his incoming energy. Quite the opposite. We want it to continue. So as he finishes his movement, that makes him all the more vulnerable for your counterattack. So intercepting to the inside, releasing to the outside, coming in. So bong sao, tan sao. Wing arm, palm up block. The final section from the third part, so you push out and push out, release, push out, release. So by jamming the line out, extending your arm, they grab, and you're releasing the grip, releasing the grip, releasing the grip. So in the form, we push, release, 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 3 punches, and the form is complete. So we extend, they grab, release, 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 1, 2, 3. So following through after release of the grip. So to apply, so he grabs the arm, or if he grabs the arm, so in either case the grip is low. My arm is low and he's on top. So depending on the strength of his grip, most often we'll attack to the eye first. So like releasing, so he grabs, attack. He grabs, attack the eyes. He grabs, attack the eyes. And then we'll address the clearing of the grip, attacking him through the door, following through one way or the other. So he grabs, we flick, so we twist and push, attack the door. So push and pull, release, push and pull, release, push and pull, right out of the form, push and pull. So they grab, attack the eyes, release from the outside, following through.
cheung kill.
So bong sao, wing arm. Deflects the attack, releases to the outside, counter front kick, arm break. Following through, striking to the head. So bong sao, intercept to the inside, release to the outside with the lap sao, grabbing arm, and following through from the outside of the body, roll punch to the head. Intercept to the inside with the bong sao, then deflect to the outside, from the outside counter strike to the body, then following through to the head. Deflect the strike, counter kick to the knee. Intercept with the double gate block from the inside, then to the outside. Counterattacking with the double palm from the blind side.
Biu Chi form. Yeah. We're going to show you the application of Biuji. Biuji is training using the finger jabs, elbows, and also strike on the pressure points. The first part of the Biuji is to train your finger jabs, Biuji, the finger jabs. And to apply, say a punch comes in, elbow here, and check here, and check here, and then come back with the Biuji to the pressure point on the ribs, right? So you go from here, check, check. Right. Maybe on this side, right? Here, 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 right? And then come back with the Biuji, right? So it's go from here, right? 2, 3, back, right? Right, okay. And then the second part of the Biuji is the gang, right? So say a round punch comes in, a gang, and a kick, right? So you got from here, gang, kick, and then to the knee, right? So here, gang.
Next technique application, Quan Sao, double gate block and counter kick. Follow through with the double palm. Then Biu Sao and Chun Sao. Biu Sao thrusting arm, Chun Sao threading arm. So intercepting to the inside, the double attack combination, threading it through, releasing the energy to the outside, following through with the palm strikes to the head. Double Lop Sao, grabbing arm. Affecting the balance, creating the opening, attacking the low and the high pressure point targets. From the reverse angle, double Lop Sao, low and high Biuji combinations. Again, using the balance to extend him out, create the opening, take advantage of the opening, high and low, to the pressure points. This concludes the Biuji application section. So between the Silam Tao form, the way of the small thought, the Chamkyo form, bridging the gap, bringing those principles established in the early levels of the training into more fluid and dynamic combat application, and then the Biuji form, establishing both the close range of the elbow strikes and the long range of the finger attacks. Putting these tools together with the higher strategies and begin conditioning them and training them, flowing from one to the next without effort, following the flow of the truth of the energy of the force that's being brought at you, live in the moment, in the combat exchange. So in the end, the order of the techniques can flow and change at any given time based on the changing pressure and energy from your opponent. What ties the techniques together in the end is the Chi Sao, the contact reflex training in Wing Chun. Through the points of contact, we can feel where the opponent's energy is moment by moment and guide us to their opening.
I'm going to demonstrate the routine of one-arm Chi Sao from the Tan Sao position and a strike and a Bong Sao and back to Tan Sao. Just 3 movements, right? And so Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Tan Sao, Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Tan Sao. And the person who does the Fuk Sao position is Jat Sao when the strike comes in, and punch, and back to Fuk Sao. Jat Sao, punch, back to Fuk Sao. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you combine the two, Tan Sao, Bong Sao, back to Tan Sao. One arm Chi Sao is to train the contact reflexes of one arm. And when you fight, you have 3 stages. Basically, one is before contact and exchange. You know, one arm Chi Sao is dealing with contact and exchange. Right? And you probably noticed that their elbow is trying to be placed as to the center to their centers as possible, as close to the center as possible, and so that they will protect the center, and they respond to each other's energy, trying to interpret each other's energy. So you can see that it's just like they have restricted only 3 movements. One is the Tan Sao, one is the Bong Sao, and then the strike. And also, Sifu Rosan is using the Fuk Sao and Jat Sao to diffuse the energy of the strike and the punch. For the 2-arm situation, is the Tan Sao, and then come back with the Tan Sao and rotate, Jat, punch, and Fuk. And this 8 beats actually is 1, 2, 3, we don't move, and then rotate, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So by doing the 2-arm Chi Sao and 1-arm Chi Sao, you improve your coordination, and also you learn to use 2 arms at the same time. Sifu Eric and Sifu Rosan is going to demonstrate the 2-arm Chi Sao. And in the 2-arm Chi Sao, it's basically combined with the 1-arm Chi Sao, left and right arm. And it's still, they're trying to get protect the center, trying to diffuse the opponent's energy, and responding by using contact reflexes. And also, they are training the close quarter visual reflexes, that their eyes are focused on this range here, that it's a very good training to see, to train the eye to see in close range. They are doing a prearranged movement and predetermined movement, and responding to one person attack, one person counter, and counter attack. And now they are going to do some random 2-arm Chi Sao. For visual reflexes, average time is about 0.2 of a second. For contact reflexes, you can build up to, so improve your responding time to maybe 0.05 of a second, which is 1/4 of the visual reflex time. So that's why this training is very beneficial for fighting. Sifu Eric and Sifu Rosan are doing the cross-arm, 1-arm Chi Sao. And as you can see that they start to using the footwork and trying to protect the center and trying to diffuse the opponent's attacking movement.
Now that we've coordinated both left and right sides, putting it together with the double arm. So double arm, cross arm chi sao. Having the objective of getting past the opponent's leading arm, setting up the counter strike. The opponent, in turn, wants to deflect that attack and counterattack. Feeling from the point of contact, attacks from both high with punches and strikes, as well as low with the kicks. So the point of contact can cue us to the upper body attack and the lower body attack. These techniques made famous in Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon as he started all the tournament scenes from this cross-arm chi sao position, techniques he learned from Grandmaster Cheung. Everything is cued from the touch as it becomes directly applied into combat application.